I cut the check, I cut the check, I cut the check. Tell my niggas we up next, so we up next. She shot a text, she shot a text, she shot a text. Kill the I might put the different day, put a nigga on that same shit. I've been ballin' with my niggas, Kevin Cambridge. Oh, you drippy, but you better tuck your chain quick.
What's good, y'all? We back with another episode. Today we just gonna talk about straight football. The playoffs started this weekend, and it was a lot of exciting games and really personal games for a lot of people. So let's just get straight into it. I'm gonna start on Saturday. The first game of the day was the Bills versus the Colts. Bills won. Tough game for them. It was actually a really good game for both teams. Sadly, it might be Phillip Rivers last year, but he played his heart out. They almost came back. I think the score was like 27-24, so it was a really good game for both teams. It just came down to who was better, and Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs were killing it that day. And Josh Allen, just his accuracy that they throwing on a run, that was my only thing with Josh Allen. I didn't really think he can throw on a run like that, but throwing on a run that day, them sideline throws he was making to what's his last name? Number 13. I think his last name is Wilson. Some good ass throws. Good throws. But really good game for both teams. The Bills gonna have to play the Ravens next. I got the Bills. I don't know if y'all know, but I ride with Josh Allen, boy. Josh Allen's my man, so whatever he do, hopefully he can win this Super Bowl, because I'm a Saints fan, but I'm gonna be honest, we're not winning. We're not. So that's my dark horse, the Bills. So other than that, really good game for both teams. If this is Phillip Rivers last year, he had a really good career. Sucks had to come down to a loss, but you facing Josh Allen, so you're gonna lose anyway. But the second game of the day was the Rams versus the Seahawks. Now, coming into this game, they benched Jared Goff, which is the Rams quarterback, because he just broke his thumb about like 2 weeks ago, so they benched him. Even though he was able to play, but they benched him. As soon as I seen that he got benched, I was like, I already know what they're going to try to do. They're going to try to win this game with defense and just run the ball on offense, because that's all you can do with a backup quarterback, and that's exactly what they did. Their quarterback literally got hurt on the first drive. He got a helmet-to-helmet, and I don't know, he hurt his neck really bad. So he got hurt in the first drive, went to the hospital, and then Jared Goff had to come in. And when he came in, his throws were terrible because he has a broken thumb. So they just started running the ball a lot and driving down the field and crushing the Seahawks. And that defense was crushing the Seahawks. Like I said, I knew it was gonna happen. You just gotta play defense now. It wasn't really a good game to me. I knew it was going to be a bad game. Russell Wilson hasn't looked good after week 7. Hasn't looked good at all. And it's crazy the trajectory of this year for him. Started off, me and my dad was like, he's definitely winning MVP this year. First 6 weeks, no interceptions, just going crazy. Right after that, terrible. And he just dropped out of the MVP race. Like, you don't even see him in the MVP race. It's Aaron Rodgers, Pat Mahomes, Josh Allen. Then you put like Stephon Diggs, Devontae Adams. You could put Ryan Tannehill because he had a great year. Like, there's so many people you can put over him now because he had like a terrible year. But yeah, he just looked really bad yesterday. And you could say it's part of the line, but this line is not that terrible. They were just playing bad yesterday because you had to go against Aaron Donald, Brockers, Michael Floyd, E. Buckham. I think that's how you say his last name. Like, their front four is amazing. I'm not gonna lie, their front four is amazing. But I knew they was gonna lose. I knew the Seattle Seahawks were gonna lose. Just the best thing for them to do is just get better on defense, I guess, or get a better line. Because other than that, the offense is pretty good. I don't expect Russell Wilson to come back and be as trash as he was this year, but I don't know. We'll see. And then the last game of the day was the Washington football team versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This was a really, really good game, and I knew it had the build up to be a really good game, and it actually came out as a really good game. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers set the tone first, had a 14-0 run. And then, what's the name? Taylor Heineke turned up. The backup quarterback for the Washington football team turned up. And to see him get the start, I knew they really trusted in him because Alex Smith could have played, but he was still hurt. But he could have played hurt. but they had trust in Taylor Heineke, and he came in there and balled. As soon as he started balling, I was like, yo, I gotta follow him. He started off with like 40,000 followers. I looked back yesterday, it was at 60 something. Because he balled out. He gained a lot of fans yesterday. He balled out. Made the game a really good game because the defense on the Washington football team was not playing that good. They were getting some stops, but they weren't playing that good. Chase Young was getting shut down. But it was a really good game from him. He had a couple touchdown throws. He had one touchdown run where he just dived from like the 6-yard line. And I was like, oh yeah, he wants this. I gotta follow him. Cause I like that. I like players that just put it all out on the line, and it was really fun to watch. And he played a really good game. Sucks they had to lose though. I actually wanted them to win. I wanted them to win because I was like, yo, he's having a good game. I want him to win. But they ended up losing. But you can tell this Washington football team is going in the right direction. Defense is actually really good. They just didn't have a great game that day. Offense is decent. Antonio Gibson is a nice dual threat running back who can run the ball and pass. Get the ball out the pad. Sorry. And then you got a number 1 wide receiver, or he can be a number 2, Terry McLaurin. You got a couple of different wide receivers in Sims. I forgot the other dude's name. Number 83 is actually pretty good. So they got a decent offense, and just what they had to do is draft a quarterback. I know Heineke had a really good game, but it is one game, and I'm not just going to be like, oh, that game is just one game, he's probably terrible. I'm saying it's one game. You can't really base his whole career off of one game, so he might end up, I don't know, he might end up being bad. You don't know. I hope not, but if he ends up being bad, you just go draft a quarterback. And this is a deep quarterback class. I heard it's like 8 quarterbacks is actually pretty good. So go draft a quarterback. Let them fight for the starting spot, because Alex Smith is kind of old, so you might as well just get their replacement right now while it's hot. So hopefully they go do that, because that's something that they can really use. But other than that, Tampa Bay came out with the win. Their defense stepped up in the fourth quarter, stopped the ball. It was one questionable pass interference call, and you know how Twitter reacted. Oh, they said, oh, Brady gets all the calls. He paying the refs. It was a bad call though. They did not call it at all. He smacked him before he got the ball. It wasn't worse than what happened in New Orleans against the Rams a couple years ago, but he did smack him before the ball even came. But overall, good game from both teams. And then we got the Titans versus the Ravens yesterday. Really decent game at first. Really decent game. 10-0 from the Titans. They came out balling. Ryan Tannehill came out balling, but after that, Lamar stepped it up. The throwing wasn't good. I'm going to be honest. I'm happy Lamar got the dub. And please don't make it seem like I hate Lamar. I don't want to make it seem like I hate Lamar. I'm happy he got the dub. But yesterday, I was not impressed. I'm going to be honest. Yesterday, the defense won them that game. And it's real. It's real. The defense won them that game. Everybody's like, he won a playoff game. That is facts. And that's great, because that's what a lot of people want him to do. That's what I wanted him to do. But as far as when he's going to have to play the Bills, and if he beats the Bills, then I'll be like, all right, you got to beat the Bills throwing the ball. That's basically what I'm trying to say. Their run defense is locked down. You got to beat them throwing the ball. So it's all about personnel when you go on Lamar Jackson. You got to have fast enough linebackers, fast enough safeties, which they do. So running the ball is not going to be a really big option. He's going to have to throw the ball. And once he shows me he can throw the ball when it matters, then I'll be like, okay, now I give it to him. But he did what he always did yesterday. 100 yards throwing, 100 yards passing. Running. He does it all the time. So I really wasn't impressed. And that defense, to be, won the game for them. Titans had all the momentum and just went away real quick. Derrick Henry only ran for 40 yards. They were shutting down A.J. Brown after their first drive or second drive. And that's it, though. The defense won them that game. They played strong. They played with a lot of aggression, a lot of revenge. You see what they did after they got the interception. It was a defensive game for them. It was a personal game because of how they got beat up against the Titans early in Week 11. So, to me, it was a defensive win for them. They played the Bills. You know who I'm going with. I didn't think they won the Bills. I think they had a better chance of beating the Chiefs than the Bills, to be honest. That's just how I feel. Josh Allen gonna pick them apart. I'm not even just being biased. He gonna pick them apart. But really good game for Lamar overall, though. 100. That's still a great game. I'm just being constructive criticism right now. I just want to see him be able to pass the ball because he wants that big money. He wants that Patrick Mahomes money. And I'm not giving him no Patrick Mahomes money if I haven't seen him pass the ball good yet. So, hopefully, he has a decent game next time, but not a great game because I don't want him to beat Josh Allen. It's my dog. I don't want him to lose. But other than that, great game for them. Second game, Saints versus the Bears. Ended up how it should have ended up. It wasn't really a blowout. It was only like 21-9. It wasn't really a blowout. Actually, they got a touchdown in the last second. So it was like 21-16. But we controlled the game the whole time. We really couldn't get in a real groove. But it was fun to see Deontay Harris back. Just the electricity he has as far as kick return, the little screens we be throwing for him. His route running's crazy to me. And it's great. We put Taysom Hill on quarterback one time and he fumbled. We're playing, who we playing next? We're playing Tampa Bay, so it's actually a good team. If we do that against them, I'm gonna be so pissed off. Even though I think we beat Tampa Bay with Taysom Hill, I still don't want to do that because his mind was set on throwing this one person. The tight end was open as hell. Right below Deontay Harris, who was running a streak route. And he had him wide open. He was so focused on throwing it to Deontay, which is true. Deontay fast as hell, so you know he's going to get open. But, you had somebody wide open, and you didn't throw it to him because you were so focused on that. You was focused on that. You wasn't really paying attention to the defense colliding around you, and you got a strip sack. But really didn't do nothing to the game. They didn't really do nothing after that, and we won. So I'm happy for that. I feel like it's Drew's last year. So if it's Drew's last year, I'm just be honest with y'all. It's my last year. I love Drew Brees so much. I'm gonna leave with him. I swear I'll leave with him. Because him and Reggie Bush was the only reason why I liked the Saints at that point. I mean, I like some of the players on the Saints, but I fell in love with the Saints because of Drew Brees. If he leaves, I'm gone. And y'all know where I'm going. I'm going straight to the Bills. I told my parents this. I don't care who called me a bandwagon. But really good game for my team. We played the Bucks. We beat the Bucks twice this year, but it is a different atmosphere, playoff football. So we'll see. We're at our home, so that helps a lot. Hopefully, who plays it tight? Hopefully the Rams can take care of the Packers. That's a lot that I'm asking for because it is Aaron Rodgers, but we'll see. We're gonna end up playing the Packers. That's when Drew Brees gonna have to step up. I could tell it's Drew Brees last year. I'm just looking at him play, and it's just like it's his last year, bro. It's his last year. He making some mistakes like that 2 years ago. Drew Brees wouldn't make. So like you could tell he's declining a lot, but he's still one of the top best quarterbacks in the league. So don't get it twisted. But last game of the day, the game that you really came here to see, Steelers versus Browns. I'm gonna start with Thursday. Thursday, Juju Smith-Schuster says the Browns are just the Browns. And when he said that, I'm like, okay. Even though y'all just lost to them, okay. It's not like y'all are really doing good at all. Y'all 1-5 in the last 6 games. So, like, I understand confidence. But Juju, that was probably the wrong thing to say with all the hate you've been getting this season, with your whole TikTok dances and you not playing up to par as people wanted you to play. You know, you played decent to me. But, yeah, I don't think that was the right thing to say. And lo and behold, it really wasn't because they blew them out so bad. I was on the phone with my friends. He called me. He was like, yo, look at the score. It was 28-0 in the first quarter. I said, what? Ben Roethlisberger had 3 interceptions in the first quarter. Like, it was bad. It was bad. And then they started coming back in a later game, but I'm like, no, y'all not. Like, the fact that they came out like this is just bad for the whole team. Whole team's getting a lot of hate right now. I'm not gonna lie. Juju's getting the most of it, though. They started playing Corvette. the little TikTok dance in the locker room. But I don't know. I don't know why he did that. They came out bad. I'm gonna tell y'all why. The Steelers just messed it up altogether. But I'm gonna focus on the Browns right now. Great game for the Browns. The defense played their butt off. Defense played with a chip on their shoulder, and hopefully they can carry that to the Chiefs. Knock down the powerhouse for some of the teams around them. But I doubt it. But Baker Mayfield played his butt off. I'm happy for him because I feel like he gets too much hate for no reason when he's actually a pretty good quarterback. I just wish this team had Odell, bro. I wish this team had Odell. I feel like this team would be, I mean, they're decent without him, but like, I just feel like just having Odell there would help a lot for a lot of people. But a really good game overall for the Browns. Defense showed up, so you can see they had a chip on their shoulder, and it was fun to watch. I only watched one quarter because it was a blowout. But other than that, I'm going to tell y'all why Steelers did this whole rebuild wrong. Let's fast forward to, I want to say 2017, 2018. Le'Veon Bell comes out, wants a new contract, doesn't get it. You know why? Because they signed 35-year-old Ben Roethlisberger to a big old contract. Okay. Another reason why he didn't get the contract and he didn't stay on the Steelers, because he had a feud with Ben Roethlisberger. At that time, Le'Veon Bell was the best running back in the league, hands down, but wanted to leave because contract and Ben Roethlisberger. Okay. Next year, Antonio Brown is mad at who? Ben Roethlisberger. He wants to leave because of Ben Roethlisberger. At that time, Antonio Brown was unanimously the best wide receiver in the league. So you had two of the best players in their position. Mind you, their offense was crazy. Juju was on that team. Martavius Bryant was a dog. You had Le'Veon Bell, you had Vance McDonald, James Conner was a backup. Like, that team was crazy, and I understand Ben Roethlisberger was still decent at that time, but he was 35. You got two young stars, no older than 25 years old, best in their position, and you focus on the 35-year-old. And I understand loyalty, but even at that time, you seen Ben Roethlisberger wasn't the same, and he's not going to take you over that hump. And you get rid of the two players that was the best at their position. That's where they messed up to me. That's where they messed up. They could have had I forgot who was in that draft class that they could have had. But they could have had a quarterback in the draft or a quarterback in a free agent that would have still been decent with the best players in the league, basically. So, that to me, that's where they went wrong. Because this Ben Roethlisberger, he's been declining for like the last 3 years. I'm going to be honest. It just really showed yesterday. 4 interceptions. Wow. He did throw for 500 yards. That's crazy. He threw it about 68 times. But I've been seeing this decline from Ben for the last few years. And the fact that they got rid of the two of the best in their position, to me, that was just dumb. And then you signed Ben to, like, I'm hearing he's making $41 million next year. So they gotta trade him. Who's gonna want that? Especially when the salary cap dropping because of the whole pandemic. Who's gonna want $41 million from Ben Roethlisberger to be either a backup? I mean, even a starter. Like, who would you want as a starter? Like, for $41 million. Come on now. 38-year-old Ben Roethlisberger. Come on now. He's not like Drew, who was still top 5 at 38. Tom Brady, who's still top 5 at 43, but he was one of even the best at 38. He's obviously declining really early and is looking really bad. And now y'all stuck with him. So, Steelers fan, I'm sorry. Expect this to happen next year. Because it's going to happen. Because y'all going to have him. And I think they put too much pressure on themselves. They came out 11-0 against a decent schedule. They played the Titans and the Ravens. But other than that, they didn't play nobody. So they went 11-0. They got too cocky. They got humbled the game they lost. They got humbled the rest of the season. And now they got badly humbled yesterday. So, really good game for the Browns. Steelers, y'all messed it up a long time ago. Now y'all going to have to find a way to get it back together. They better rebuild. And I don't want to hear no Steelers fans say, we was hurt, we ain't have Bud Dupree, we ain't have Devin Bush. They've been out for a long time. Y'all been looking decent without them. It's just y'all just not that good, bro. Y'all just not that good. But other than that, this is a really good long episode. I like what I talked about. Other than that, this is it. Really don't have any big NBA news. Prayers up to Markelle Fultz. Prayers up to Thomas Bryant. Oh yeah, he just tore his ACL a couple days ago. Every time I see a player fall when nobody touched on him, you automatically know. But prayers up to them. Speedy recovery, especially for both of them, actually. Because both of them were just starting to do really good. Markelle just got the $16 million a year. Thomas Bryant was playing with Russell Westbrook, so you know he's going to go crazy. But it sucks it had to happen like that, but it's a plan. Thomas Bryant, his trajectory and his career is so amazing to me. He started off on Indiana. He was really good at Indiana. Him and Yogi Ferrell, they were really good at Indiana. I don't know if he got drafted or he was an undrafted free agent and got picked up by the Lakers. G League player for like 2 to 3 years. Then we gave him some minutes and we traded him to the Washington Wizards. And then he's going crazy over there. So happy for him. Sucks his injury had to happen, but you know him. He's going to come back. But other than that, this is it for this episode.